The high fashion world is engulfed in controversy, and it's come surprisingly soon after the last one. It's Gucci and Harry Styles in the hot seat this time, as their latest ad campaign has triggered a backlash on the internet. Stay tuned to our video today to learn what Gucci and Harry did, and we'll also take a look back at some of the fashion world's most controversial moments. First up, here's what Gucci and Harry put out. The company put out a series of images featuring the singer in a variety of outfits and poses. One of them features the singer standing next to a child's mattress wearing a t-shirt that has an angry teddy bear on the front, with the caption, "I want more berries and that summer feeling." The line is a reference to Harry's song Watermelon Sugar, a chart-making hit off his last album. The only problem is that Watermelon Sugar is a very inappropriate song for minors, the sort who would sleep on that mattress. For the image, which was shared on Gucci's own account, the caption states that this image is a part of their Ha 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 collection and that it was a performance piece. It wasn't the only one either. Another image has Harry standing in front of the mattress, while some had him carrying it in his arms. Gucci explained the Ha 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 collection by saying that it showcases the dream wardrobe and is defined by the use of romantic accents, whimsical prints, vintage details, and the personality of Harry himself. It was apparently designed by Gucci's former creative director, Alessandro Michele. This ad is super inappropriate, and Gucci really should have known better. The timing for doing such a campaign is just the worst, and so bad that it almost feels intentional, but we'll touch on the timing problem a little later. Now let's look at some of the flack Gucci is receiving. This Ha 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 campaign is attracting heat from the house of Gucci itself, with Alexandra Gucci Cerini, great-granddaughter of the company's founder, taking to Instagram to ask why this so-called performance piece had to involve adults holding children's mattresses. She also touched on a really sore point about this campaign. It's coming awfully soon after Balenciaga also did a campaign that sexualized children and childish imagery. Both fashion houses happen to be owned by the same parent company, François-Henri Pinault's The Kering Group. She wondered if Kering had some kind of agenda here. She was definitely far from the only one protesting the campaign, as users of social media took to the comment sections to unleash their own fury against Gucci. One user called for Gucci to stop this kind of advertising, while another wondered why a children's mattress should be in an ad that isn't about children's mattresses. A particularly incensed user hit Gucci with an all-caps demand to leave our kids alone, while another was horrified at the creative vision that could lead to this campaign. For their part, Gucci, the Kering Group, and Harry Styles have had nothing to say about the controversy. That also stands in contrast to Balenciaga, who released a detailed apologetic statement describing their side of the story. This is a weird place for them to stick to their guns, that's for sure. Let's explore the Gucci and Balenciaga connection a little more. It wasn't that long ago that Balenciaga was in hot water for similar campaigns, though theirs was way worse than what Gucci has going on. Balenciaga decided to ring in this summer with two campaigns that played fast and loose, with propriety when it came to children. The first of these campaigns featured children posing in rooms surrounded by the paraphernalia of drugs and alcohol. In their hands were the infamous bondage bears, teddy bears that were geared up with leather straps and other bondage equipment. You don't need us to tell you how inappropriate that is, and naturally, Balenciaga was quick to scorch the earth of that campaign. The other one seemed relatively innocuous at first, promoting a line of bags. The photos were shot inside an office environment, which makes sense, but eagle-eyed netizens noticed that one of the papers in the office seemed to contain the text from a U.S. Supreme Court case about child pornography. Once the entire internet pointed this out to Balenciaga, they also took that campaign down. Balenciaga appeared to take responsibility for the campaigns, but also passed out some of the blame to outside set designers and production companies that staged the shoot. Last we heard, the companies involved were gearing up for war, in the courts that is. But this is all looking really bad for Kering, and they need to audit their brand for any other edgy campaign ideas. Now, Gucci and Balenciaga are just the latest examples of controversial fashion campaigns. The world of high fashion has always relied on bold and eyebrow-raising marketing to get people's attention. After all, their products are usually so expensive that the average person could easily put them out of their mind. It's like these companies need stunts like these to stay at the forefront of the public consciousness. We're now going to look back on some other fashion marketing misfires and maybe figure out how they could try and tone their messaging down. We'll start with a campaign that fits the trend we talked about today, Calvin Klein's 1980 denim campaign. So you look at the shots from this campaign and you might think there's nothing too weird about it. It's a young girl posing in a way that shows off her legs and the jeans she's wearing. There's some skin, but this is honestly tame compared to the kind of modeling shoots we see in 2022. In the TV ads from this campaign, the model debuted the iconic CK tagline, "Do you know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing." But here's what you need to know about Calvin Klein's 1980s marketing campaign. That's Brooke Shields, and at the time of these shoots, she was just 15 years old. The exploitation of Shields during her childhood and adolescence is something that could be turned into a video all its own. But this campaign got the kind of response you'd expect. Network TV was quick to ban the ads, and there was a public outcry. But that didn't stop Calvin from running the campaign and following it up with more campaigns featuring young models. The more things change, the more they seem to stay the same. Up next is this Yves Saint Laurent campaign from 2000. We want you to really examine this image of Sophie Dahl posing in the nude, with her privates obscured through image editing tricks, and tell us what you thought this campaign was promoting. We'll give you 5 seconds to pause the video and post your best guess in the comments section. Ready for the reveal? Whatever you guessed was probably wrong, and this is actually a campaign to promote the perfume Opium. Marketing perfumes can be hard since you can't see or hear scents, but this certainly feels like the wrong way to promote perfume. Now, if your goal is to end up on the Advertising Standards Authority's list of the most complained about ads, this is a surefire way to achieve that. The ASA received thousands of complaints about the ad, and we're sure YSL sold a lot of opium in 2000. Moving on, look out folks, Gucci is back. While it's true that the modeling industry preys on women more than men, it'd be unfair to say that they've never used men to make inappropriate ads. That was definitely part of the agenda in the 2000s when Tom Ford took the reins of Gucci's creative direction and significantly dialed up the sex factor of its image. Partnering with photographer Terry Richardson, the duo produced a range of suggestive images for their fall-winter 2001 campaign. One of the most memorable images from the campaign is of a topless man wearing jeans with a big old G on the rear pocket. The picture focuses on his waist, and the model is holding the end of one of the famous Gucci belts, which makes his intentions pretty clear. This kind of in-your-face photography was a hallmark of Tom Ford's early years at Gucci, and while it attracted controversy, that didn't bother him all that much. From there, we look at whatever Sisley was doing in 2001. Sisley didn't invent the idea of sexy photography in a farm setting, but they definitely pushed the concept further than anyone should have. This is the work of Terry Richardson again, and his photo shoot includes a variety of models posing in suggestive ways on a farm. But the weirdest one of them all was of the model Josie Marin, who appears to be squirting milk from a cow's udder straight into her mouth. There were so many things wrong with this photo, and the visual of Josie's mouth sexily dripping with milk is just the start of it. This whole idea should have been left on the cutting room floor, and is technically abusive to animals. But let us be clear that the cow wasn't the only victim of this shoot. Every pair of eyeballs that's ever looked at this pic has been tainted somehow. Finally, let's return to Yves Saint Laurent and their perfume nudity. For a company that also designs fashion, YSL seemed to have a strange aversion to clothing in the early 2000s. Or perhaps this was a bug that had infected the marketing department for their perfumes in particular. In any case, YSL went all the way in this ad for their M7 perfume, which features Samuel de Cover completely in the nude, and no editing tricks to hide his privates this time around. This was the brand's first ad to feature male nudity, and it supposedly harkens back to a similar shot of the man himself, Yves Saint Laurent. And would it surprise you to know that Tom Ford was the mind behind this campaign? His explanation for it was certainly interesting. In a press release, he said that perfume is worn on the skin, so why should we hide it? It's not that we disagree with Ford, but we think something should be left to the imagination. This is totally peak 2000s obsession with sexuality, and we're glad that it's somewhat a relic of the past. That's it for today's video. We're interested to see how many of you figured out that thing with the opium perfume ad. Let us know in the comments section below which fashion brand advertising campaign raised your eyebrows the highest. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.